I wonder where Bill Ackman is today. All right, electric guitar legend Jimi Hendrix still bringing in the big bucks. He's one of the top earning dead celebrities, and now there is a new movie about his life that's expected out in a couple of months. Lee Hawkins, the Wall Street Journal celebrity business reporter, sat down with Hendrix's sister, Jimi Hendrix, and Lee joins us now. You're in Vegas because of the Pacquiao fight that's coming up. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, Jimi Hendrix. This, by the way, is a great book that Liz got me when she it was at some rock and roll convention. Yeah.
Oh, I got it free for Christmas.
Oh, I thought you got it from some rock and roll convention. At any rate, Jimi Hendrix is still big bucks. How is she trying to monetize his image? Because I understand his estate is worth $80 million.
Yes, it is. It's an empire, and it's one that it's taken a long time to turn into an empire because there's been a lot of legal cases from family members, and the father who inherited the estate had to sue to gain the rights back to the music. And so once they got the rights to the music back, what she's doing is she's selling sync licensing fees. She's reaping revenues through that. There's a big HP campaign that his music is featured in. Now they just signed a deal with ICM to do their own authorized biopic, not the movie that's coming out this summer, but another movie that will include the music of Jimi Hendrix. So there are all kinds of ways that she can exploit his intellectual property. Right. But the one thing about it is it's a tough business. It's one of those things that puts you in court all the time.
By the way, I've got a soft spot in my heart for Jimi Hendrix because Woodstock 19, if you look real close, there I am. Honestly,
no.
Honestly, I was there, Lee. It was the last show of Woodstock. It was about 8 a.m. on a Monday morning when he did the Star Spangled Banner. You can hear it in the background. I walked right up to the stage, and I was looking right up at Jimi Hendrix. I was only 15 years old, but God, I loved every second of it. What about things like that? An iconic image or video of him doing the Star Spangled Banner. Is that now out there in the open for anybody?
That's now out there in the open, but there continues to be a lot of things that are discovered. Just recently, there was a woman who was a widow of a man who had all this footage of the Miami Pop Festival performance in his attic and called the estate, and Janie and her team flew out to North Carolina, and sure enough, there it was right in the attic, and she did a deal on the spot for that. There's all kinds of music and bootlegs and things that people have to go out and find on their own because a lot of times they don't even know it's out there. It's with a family member or something, they discover it, and then that's Janie's job to go and find out how she can own that.
Now, Lee, Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting this, depending on how he does in this fight coming up in Vegas. If he does really well, he could get his dream of fighting Floyd Mayweather, right?
Yes, we could all get our dream. I mean, this would be a blockbuster fight. It would be a historic fight. It could generate over $250 million in pay-per-view revenue and all kinds of merchandising and everything else. But Manny Pacquiao has to win this fight. If he doesn't win this fight against Timothy Bradley, which is his second fight against Bradley, his career is pretty much over, and he will not get that fight against Mayweather. So everybody is watching. The world is watching.
Well, and the world of boxing is very concerned because he's one of the few stars they have left. I mean, I'm wondering if he doesn't win and if he backs out, there's really no other star-catching boxer out there for the world of boxing, is there?
Well, besides Floyd Mayweather, I mean, Mayweather is a dynamo, and this is a guy who probably, in the duration of his career, will generate over $1 billion in sales for the industry. But yeah, there needs to be a charismatic figure, particularly in the heavyweight class. That would be great to see one. We don't have the Muhammad Ali's and the Mike Tysons, so I think you're right on that, David. I hope that happens.
Yeah, you always need a matchup. You need two to make a good fighting season. Good to see you, Lee. Who, by the way, are you betting? I bet you're betting on Pacquiao, right?
I'm not betting, but I certainly would think that Pacquiao is going to win. I'd like to see him win because I want to see that fight against Mayweather, and I also think he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Lee Hawkins, good to see you. You're a pretty good guy, too. The Wall Street Journal celebrity reporter, Lee Hawkins.